Susie hires a nutrition coach and a personal trainer. She's trying to better her life and just get healthy in general. Susie suffers from both binge eating and compulsive eating, and cupcakes happen to be one of her biggest trigger foods. Every single Friday, like clockwork, her boss brings in cupcakes for everybody and sets them 2 desks over from her. As her nutrition coach, what advice would you give Susie to overcome these extreme temptations? My name is Zach. I'm currently getting certified as a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and in the nutrition section, that is the question that they just asked. I love the fact that they just asked me that because on a personal note, that is exactly what I suffer from as well. I am the person that would go to drive-thrus when no one was around just because the dopamine rush, the addiction, and I used to weigh over 300 pounds. I vibe with that question so unbelievably hard. And I hope that one day I get to use that personal experience to help people like Susie. So I've sat back and I've thought about it. What would I say to Susie to try and help her through this? Sure, you can give dietary advice like, start eating more fruit. That'll help with it. People that have never experienced true compulsive eating issues are not going to understand that, you grabbing that cupcake, girl. So after contemplation, I thought this is what I would say to Susie. And if anybody's watching this experiencing something similar, this is what I would say to you as well. If she was paying me to coach her, the very first thing I would say is, you're still gonna have a cupcake. This is not something that you can switch off overnight. This is absolutely a journey, especially if the food bug grabs you hardcore like it did for me. But here's what winds up happening. You start being good, you start exercising, you start eating generally healthier. Then that Friday comes around, you say, I'm not gonna have a cupcake. Maybe you even bring a snack to help you I don't want that, I'm gonna eat this instead. You may and probably will still eat that cupcake. And that may set you back on Saturday, maybe even Sunday, maybe even into the next week. Eventually, if you want it bad enough though, you'll get back on track, and then that cycle may even repeat again. You're gonna come back to that Friday, but maybe instead of 2 cupcakes, you only have 1. This is what winds up happening if you keep pushing. This is at least what happened to me in my experience. I failed until the day that I didn't. I used to work in the auto industry. They bring food all the time. Companies want to cater to your business, and it's never veggie platters. It's always completely terrible food, and I always used to dive right in. Until the day I didn't. What I think winds up happening is you start to feel so good. You start to feel the benefits of, I'm taking care of myself. My diet is mostly right. The exercising is great. I have lost some weight. One day that Friday rolls around and you just don't grab the cupcake. That is the moment you're trying to get to. You're not going to be able to just push yourself past it. Most people, myself included, do not have that willpower. It's the combination of all the little things that you're doing that add up to one day you overcoming that moment. So that is what I would say to Susie. Even if you dive in the deep end, you go after it, you regress for a couple days, just remember that we are working towards that day where you just don't grab one. And then, of course, as we get closer to that, that's when you start recommending specific snacks that can help, maybe increasing fruit a little bit, changing your mind's definition of what is sweet. But if you just jump right to that point, I think you're increasing the odds of somebody failing overall on this nutrition journey that they're trying to go down. I know that certainly for me, that is the case. I failed so many times, it's insane. But then one day I was able to specifically push past a trigger of mine, and the overall addiction or compulsion, whatever you want to call it, has been substantially less since that day because you just proved to yourself that you can do it. And as a nutrition coach, my job for Susie is to be there for her every step of that way. She can text me anytime, call me anytime, anything that she would need to help her through these moments, that is going to be my goal. If the whole world is against her, my job is to be in her corner. And I cannot wait for that to be my job, because if that's my job one day and I'm helping people on that level achieve them accomplishing being a better person of themselves, that's the dream. That is absolutely the dream. So if you're watching this and you're suffering from anything like I just said, just know that even if it doesn't happen all at once, even if there is setbacks along the way, You can accomplish these things if you just keep if you just keep trying, if you just keep making those attempts. Eventually you will be successful, and then you're on to that next stage. And as someone who's currently in the middle of that next stage, it is really, really beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my content and would like to see more of it, please engage in the comments, drop a like, and if you feel it worthy, subscribing always helps as well. I cover a lot of topics around life improvement while actively trying to better myself in the process, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Stay happy, stay healthy, have a great day.